Hi, it's Lynn here. Valentine's Day is coming up and it got me thinking, well, we can't go out. What could we do to try and make a little gift, or that bottle of wine, or maybe even some champagne, a little bit more special, a little bit more personal? And I thought, I know, bottle tag. So I didn't measure anything. I'm terrible for doing that. I just guessed. This bottle is just one of these tiny thin ones. They're very narrow. I think a bottle of wine would be a bit wider. But the beauty of these is you can make these any size you want. So I'm just going to show you how I made mine, and then it's up to you. You can go as ornate, as personal, as decorative as you want. So I'll show you how I made it. So we're going to use the fabulous Lavinia papers. As you all know, I absolutely adore these papers. They are absolutely beautiful, and a pad lasts you ages. And it almost seems criminal to cut into them, but you should use your papers. So today I've chosen to use this one. And all I have done is I have cut it to 3 inches. I'm sorry, I can't do centimetres, so it is 8 by 3. And all I've done is rounded all the corners with a corner punch. This one is just a size large. I've no idea what the actual millimetre is, but any corner rounder. You don't have to round the corners. I just prefer that look. And then you'll need a piece of backing card, any colour. You can tone it to match the paper. So I'm just going with a basic black, and I have cut this to 8 1/4 by 3 1/4. Now, normally we would decorate this piece and stick it on. But because we're going to score and we need to know where that score line is, I'm going to do it a bit backwards. So all I'm going to do, just because it's paper, I am just going to snail this, making sure I get the corners good and sticky. Down a bit so I can see. What you usually find is if you get one corner right or the top right, it should just go down and give you an equalish border all the way round. Next, we're just going to take our score tool, decide which you want as your top and bottom of your design. I want this at the bottom because it's darker. And we are just going to score at 2 3/4. Just lightly, you don't need to go too hard. And then I've got a couple of punches. I have got a 1 1/2 and a 2 3/8 scallop. And all I'm going to do is my score line. Just give that a little fold so I can see where it is. So I am just going to pop this in and get it as central as I can. If you want to be very precise, you can just cut your circle out of a bit of copy paper. I haven't got any to hand. Let me just see if I have. just use this. Oh, got stuck. And then put a bit of snail on it. I mean, you don't have to do this. I always find I get it less even when I do this, but if you just pop that on where you think the centre is, and then you can just go in, line that circle up. Gone a bit high there, but get it equal either side, and punch. And then taking a piece of whatever backing paper you've used, you are going to punch a hole, leaving quite a bit of space around it, using the same punch that you punched this hole with. And then take your scallop and just line it up over the top. Aim to get an equal border all the way around. Now, if you've not got punches, do not worry, you can use dies. If you have the nesting dies, I can't get this in the middle. Just being too fussy, aren't I? I'll do. Pinch that out. And then just for quickness, I'm just going to put a bit of snail on, but you know, you can obviously spend more time and glue it. And then we're just going to pop it over the hole, just line it up. There we go. It serves two purposes. It's a little bit decorative, but it also gives a bit more strength to that hole. And then just decorate it at will. So I have already lined up in my stamp press. Hopefully they're in the right place. Oh, I've not put that on very well. There we go. Now just pop your magnets on. Just let me check that's looks quite okay. I seem to be making this look a lot harder than it actually is. There we go. Ink up. The reason I'm using a press is I find sometimes with the papers the design underneath can show through on your first stamping, so using your press just allows you to go back in. So over, down, and just let that ink soak into the paper. Just give it a good press, not too heavy because you don't want your stamp to splay. Gently lift, and as you can see quite a bit of the design coming through. So re-ink. Like I say, this is where the press is invaluable because you can go exactly over the top. And you can do this as many times as you want until you get it dark enough. Lift up, and I'm just going to do this, the fairies again. just their bodies, because it's quite a big silhouette. Wipe any stray ink. I'm just going to put some extra pressure on the body. There we go. Yep, happy with that. Take your little magnets off, move that to the side. Just give it a little waft, bit of a blot. There we go. Okay, so what I did then was I just took one of these masks or torn bit of paper and just line it across the bottoms, and then taking a smoothie. This has got twilight on it. I'm not even going to re-ink it. I'm just going to get that where I like the look of it, and starting on that hill mask now, I'm just going to bring my smoothie down just lightly, always starting on the mask and drag down. And then have a little peek. It always looks like you haven't put any, sorry, hands in the way. It always looks like you haven't put any on, so I need to go a bit darker here and here and a little bit in the middle. Have a peek if you can pick it up. Maybe a little bit more. It's knowing when to stop, isn't it? You know, you just keep playing. But the beauty of going lightly is you can then go back in and make it darker if you want to. Get that out of the way. And then all as I did was take my quickie glue pen, and I just went in these little areas on the wing that are already there for you. Just filled them in. And then a couple of dip dots just on that hill. And then I'm going to use the moon dust. Just sprinkle it on. Give it a good flick. Let's take a little brush, clean brush, and just brush any bits away that you don't want. Move that to one side. And the one thing I forgot to do was just colour these in. I just chose to do mine in the jelly roll, in the clear star. But you can colour them in browns and greens. I just like a bit of sparkle. There you go. Let that dry. And now you can fold this. Use your bone folder and just give it a good press. And then get your bottle. Pop it over the top. Oh, I've not put the hearts on. Sorry, totally forgot about the hearts. Now Now normally I would do these again with the stamp press, but hopefully we'll be okay. So I am using the Charming Pink. I did use red on the very first one I made, which was this one, which was a bit too big. And I actually wasn't over keen on the red. I found that this pink looked a lot nicer. So obviously you would do this before you do your glitter. I forgot. So just give some nice pressure. There we go. Ink up again. Ooh, where should we go? Should we go? Ooh, here. Some nice pressure. Let it soak in and lift it off. Just wondering if we need 3 really. But I think I'm just going to leave that at 2. Or should I? No, yeah, I'll leave it at 2. Never know when to stop, do you? So there we go. Bring your bottle back in, pop it on, and there you go. A little bottle tag. And like I say, you can go as ornate as you want or as personal as you want. Just think it's a bit nicer than a bag. So if you give it a go, or any questions, as always, feel free to ask. I'm always happy to help. And post your pictures up if you make any. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.